What's up, everybody? It is the Best Bot Kid Smooth, and I'm back with another video. And man, look at this X and C podcast drip. This is a shout out to Colt Eastwood. We got some merc from Colt, so shout out to Colt Eastwood and the X and C podcast. Thanks for the shirt. But let's talk. PlayStation Now, Project Spartacus. Maybe we just got some signs of it, but something unusual just happened. PlayStation and Devolver Digital announced that Shadow Warrior 3 is coming day and date to PlayStation Now subscription service. Wow. That's a big move because it's the start of something. You know, the biggest thing about Xbox Game Pass is new games come in day and date. Now, Shadow Warrior 3, it's a terrific get. It's a terrific get. Shadow Warrior 2 is currently in Xbox Game Pass. Shadow Warrior 1 is currently supports FPS boost on the Xbox Series X and S. And this game is available for pre-order right now. If you do the pre-order edition, you get all three games. So this is a big deal because it raises a couple questions. I had a couple questions about this, right? So PlayStation Now, to my knowledge, doesn't have PS5 games in it. So my first question is it the PS5 version? Is it the PS4 version? Is it both versions? Do both games come in the service? Typically with Xbox, there's no it's most games on Xbox support smart delivery, whatever. So whatever version console you have, you know that's the one you're going to be downloading. Like MLB The Show, for example, it doesn't support smart delivery, but both versions will be in Xbox Game Pass. So if you're on a Series X and you want to play the Xbox One X version, I mean, have at it. You could download it in Game Pass the same and download also the Series X version of the game, but they're both in the service. This PlayStation Now games, when they get games like when Marvel Avengers went into PlayStation Now, it was the PS4 version. When Marvel's Avengers went into Game Pass, you Xbox players, if you have a Series X or Series S, you had the Series X, Series S version, which was the better version. So I'm curious about that. So that will determine, whether majority of people that's on PlayStation Now are probably PlayStation 4 owners. So that's one thing. The other question is this whole day and date thing. There's a lot of people that has been fighting against the idea of Game Pass. It's just some group of people just don't like Game Pass, and they're not even Xbox guys. A lot of these guys are, PlayStation guys or born again PlayStation guys who've found PlayStation over the last generation and kind of just made that their go-to. So they start to think ironically. So my question is because I see people talk all this trash about Game Pass is bad for the developer. Game Pass is going to lead to low sales. Only bad games go into Game Pass. Support the developer. And all this talk comes typically from PlayStation guys. There's a lot of people who advocate against Game Pass. Even though Game Pass is an option to accessing games on Xbox. I still buy games on Xbox, but last year, Game Pass came in clutch for me on Xbox in terms of day one releases and games I was just interested in that launched in the service. The Ascent, Artful Escape, Forza Horizon 5, Halo Infinite, Psychonauts 2. There was just a ton of games that launched in the service. The Gunk that I played through it and literally got my money's worth. I could have played 3 games to get my money's worth out of Game Pass, but I had like a good about 15-20 games that I thoroughly played through Game Pass and enjoyed it. Serious Sam 4 came out and I ran through that game. So so PlayStation Now is starting to do that. Back in when did they get? In December they got Grand Theft Auto 3, the definitive edition, to launch in the PS Now. It wasn't day and date, but it was like a month later. Xbox got San Andreas, the definitive edition, to launch day and date. But they're making moves in approaching the Game Pass model, and hopefully we'll learn more about Project Spartacus. But the thing is that when this news hit, I didn't see that same level of pessimism that, you know, people typically give Xbox Game Pass. So it was just like, you know, some people are happy about it. I think it's cool. I mean, I'm not going to subscribe to PlayStation Now for this game because I'm currently not subscribed to PlayStation Now. But if I were to subscribe to it, like, I mean, this would be something like, if this was enough for Game Pass, I would be downloading on Game Pass and buying it. I'm contemplating. I'm probably going to buy it, but I do want to play. I haven't beaten a Shadow Warrior game. This one does look interesting. The trailer gets me. It's interesting. It looks good. Looks fun. But this is a big deal because now it leads to those questions. Is that now if PlayStation is going to be adopting this, eventually you got to consider that, hey, maybe some of the PlayStation's AA mid-tier exclusives will be going there, like, or maybe that will finally start to come to PS Now. There's no rush or hurry to have to put a game like Horizon Forbidden West and that's got to work stuff. That's going to be maybe years down the line when they get to that point. But this is a good start, is to sign off new third-party and AA's and indie games that have some buzz into the service to, you know, to bring the service. Because the Xbox started out that way. Remember, day and date games, Xbox first-party games weren't day and date in the service. It started out with just some back catalog, and then they got, you know, AA day and date releases, and then some AAA, first AA. Then once they committed their first-party games, then they got third-party day and date releases, and now it's just like we expect like major games. And I think with a move like this, if Shadow Warrior 3 is launching on PlayStation Now, that means it's not launching on Game Pass day and date, and that creates competition. There's a battle for content for subscription services, and I apologize for my background. My daughter's losing her mind, but there's a battle for content now, and if PlayStation is going to take Shadow Warrior 3, this game was a candidate for Game Pass day and date easily. It could have been, but they would have had to make that decision like now. PlayStation did that. Now you got to look at Xbox and be like, okay, Xbox, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna put in the services? We know where MLB The Show was coming. That's a big deal, but there's some big hitters coming out in March. You guys, I mentioned it in my last video. There was Strangers of Paradise. There's Tiny Tina's Wonderland. Xbox can definitely make some noise. They have some room, and I think they need to, because right now it's been a little bit light there as far as releases, major releases. Their Xbox doesn't have anything for the first quarter or the first 2 quarters. We know Elden Ring's coming out in a few days. That's going to, you know, but that's not in any subscription service. I mean, we're gonna, you know, go out and buy that game. It's gonna be a big game, whatever. But Xbox, I feel like, needs to make some noise, and we haven't had like a seismic addition to Game Pass, a third-party seismic addition to Game Pass yet that hasn't been announced yet. A lot of the games that we do know that's coming to Game Pass have a future date or a lack of a release date as far as third-party titles. So I feel like Xbox has to answer this. This is a good look for PlayStation Now, and like I said, I'm a big supporter of Xbox Game Pass. I was one of the original supporters of PlayStation Now when that first launched. I was an early adopter of that. I just want to see what the temperature is, because there's a lot of people, a lot of naysayers, a lot of haters for no reason, that kind of self-inflicted hate for game subscriptions because it became Game Pass's problem. Now that others are adopting it, like PlayStation, I'm almost certain the attitude's going to change, and people are going to, you know, have something special to say about PlayStation Now, but, you know, still have that unnecessary hate for Game Pass. I just wanted to cover that in this video. Let me know your thoughts. Shadow Warrior 3 day and date on PlayStation Now. Will you be playing it through PlayStation Now, or do you plan on buying this game? Let me know. Comments in the section below. Hit the like button if you like this video. Hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. Otherwise, I will see you on the next video, which will probably be tomorrow. Xbox is the best box, and I am the best bot. Good night or good morning if you're on the other side of the globe. Shout out to Cope.